Good Monday makers, and welcome back to another episode of Maker Pipe Monday. This is our weekly build showcase series where we round up and feature projects from the community. This week we're going to be doing another build breakdown. So we've got a project from the community. We're going to be talking about how much it costs to build it, tools you need, the cuts that you need to make, and accessories, and actually ways you can customize it to fit your own needs along the way. It's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's jump into it. If you're on the home page, this is actually going to be a community kit build that we're breaking down. So you'll navigate to kits, and we're going to be talking about Axel's DIY elevated dog bed kit today. So this is a build that Axel did. You can see his dog here is loving it, and it's a really simple build. It's a great one for beginners because it's only a few connectors and a few cuts. And it's just a great bed overall and a great build and easy to do. So you'll navigate to this page. You'll see some details about it here, and you can get the instructions for free if you want. If you want to kind of customize it or figure out other things on your own, you can download the instructions and kind of see how it's built and things like that, and then kind of adapt it to your own needs. But to do that, you'll put in your email here, and then you'll click download. It'll send the instructions to your email, and there'll also be a pop-up where you can download them if you want to go that way. And they're also included with the kit, of course. But once you download them, you'll have these here. This is the community kit instructions for the Coolaroo dog bed. We can see that Axel built it here. We can see the build cost total is about $66. Build time is about an hour. Like I said, it's a really simple build, 4 connections with just a few cuts, and you only need a few tools to build it. The maker pipe connectors go together with a 5mm hex wrench, and you got the pipe and tube cutter, which is another really simple hand tool, and then the tape measure and the marker that you need to mark the cuts so you can use the cutter to cut the conduit down to length that you need. And with that said, we can see what materials we need. So you've got 4 90-degree connectors, about 15 feet of conduit. There's 4 3/4-inch end caps, 4 rubber pipe feet, and then the Coolaroo dog bed cover. So if you look at the kit page here, you can buy the kit that includes 4 90-degree connectors in your choice in black or silver, 4 rubber pipe feet that you need, and then the 4 end caps that you need for the build. And you also can choose with or without conduit. So if you look here, we can see that we need 8 different pipes. There's 2 39-inch pipes, 2 28-inch pipes, and then 4 6-inch pipes. So you can do that yourself if you've already got the tools. You can do that, and it's really easy to do. 8 simple cuts you got to make. But if you want to, you can also buy the kit with conduit or without conduit. So if you want us to make the cuts and get the exact measurements that you need for the build, so all you have to do is put it together. Then you can do that here with the conduit or without the conduit based on whatever you want to do for the build or whatever you need. And then the only other thing you're going to need besides all of that is the actual dog bed cover. So this is a Coolaroo pet bed replacement cover that the frame was designed for. And you can choose, they've got pink, or is that more of red? Or terracotta, I guess, technically. But you can get blue, terracotta. There's like a darker gray, a lighter gray, nutmeg, and a Brunswick green. So there's a few different options. I think Axel went with the green here, which looks good. And that's all you're going to need, and you're going to want to get the large one. We'll talk about how you can adapt this build to fit the small and medium towards the end, but if you want to follow exactly what Axel did and the same measurements and everything, then you want to get the large one and, of course, choose your color. That's all you're going to need to build it, and once you have all of that, then time to put stuff together. So if you get the conduit from us, you can skip step 1, but if you need to make the cuts, then, like I said, you're going to need 2 39-inch pipes, 2 28-inch pipes, and then 4 6-inch pipes that you'll cut with the tube cutter. And we've done several videos actually on how you can do that. So just check that out. The first step includes a link to that if you need some help. And then step number 2, you're going to be actually making the legs for the build. So the 4 6-inch pipes are actually what you need for the legs. And the first step is to add a plastic end cap to the top of those 6-inch legs. So this is the end cap right here, and you're going to add that to the top of the 4 6-inch pipes. Really simple enough. You can do that by hand. They push in pretty easily. You can also use a hammer or something like that to tap them in if you need. And then step number 3, you're just going to add a rubber pipe foot to the bottom of those 4 pipes. So we'll kind of skip ahead to see this next photo. But the first couple of steps you need, so you have the 6-inch pipe here. This is the 6-inch pipe, and you're going to add an end cap to the top, and then you're going to add a rubber pipe foot there on the bottom. You're going to do that to all 4 of the 6-inch pipes, and those are going to act as the legs for the elevated dog bed. That's going to give it the elevation, and that's really simple first couple of steps. And then next you're going to add the 90-degree connectors. So right under the end cap, so there's the end cap there. Right under there, you're going to add the 90-degree connectors right here. The 6-inch legs are going to go through the center of the connector here, and then you can loosely tighten them so it stays in place on this pipe, and that'll still give you enough room to connect the next pipes. But you're going to add that 90-degree connector right under the end cap on all 4 of the 6-inch legs. Super simple, and those are the only connectors that are in the build, so it's really easy to do. Next, you're going to lay the bed flat and then insert the pipes. So the way the bed lays down, you can see it's got 2 longer sides here, 2 longer sides, excuse me. This side and this side are 39 inches, and then you've got the 2 shorter sides here, which are 28 and 28 inches. But what's really cool about this is the fact that the dog bed is sewn together in a way that you can actually just slide the pipes through it. Instead of trying to figure out some way to secure the bed to the frame, you can just use the actual pipes through the bed, which is really easy to do and a really great way to attach it. So you'll lay the bed flat, and then you'll add the 39-inch pipes like we looked at here on the long ways, and then the 28-inch pipes on the sides, just like that. Okay. And then you're going to take the 4 90-degree connectors, and you're going to insert those and attach those to the pipes you just laid down and inserted into the bed. You can see that here. So there's the 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are the 490s. My handwriting is terrible, but those are the 490s, and we just inserted these pipes here into the dog bed, and now we just got to connect everything together in those 90s. And this is what that'll look like here. So you got the 90s in the corners, and then everything connects together, and then you'll just tighten the nuts and bolts here and fully tighten those. And once you do that, you're done with the build. As you can see here, there's Axel's dog. He's enjoying it. He's loving it. And he said an optional thing you can do is this ortho pad that's here. He said his dog's kind of older and appreciates the extra comfort. But again, that's something totally optional. It's just sitting on top of the bed. But it looks like his dog loves it, so maybe yours will too. But that's it. That's the build put together. And there's a few different ways you can customize this. So as you can see, the pipes are silver and the connectors are black here. If you go back to the actual page, you can, choose if you want black or silver connectors. The silver on silver looks really good. And then you can kind of see how it would look if you had the black on silver connectors. And you can customize this really easily if you want. So there's really not a whole lot of pipe exposed, really mostly just here on the legs. But if you want to, you can actually get some of the shrink wrap, which is not too expensive here, and you can actually add that to your build. So you're going to need about 15 foot of shrink wrap, or we looked at 15 foot of conduit, which would translate to 15 feet of shrink wrap. So you'll need to get 2 different bundles. So they're sold in 10-foot lengths, as you can see here. So you'll need quantity of 2 shrink wrap to wrap this, and you could do blue and try to match the dog bed cover. If you get the blue one, you could do black, so the black connectors and the black wrap would look good. But you just install that with a heat gun. So you just slide the conduit inside of the shrink wrap, and then you'll use a heat gun to shrink that onto the conduit. And one important thing to note is the friction band that comes on the connector. You'll want to remove that totally off of there. Let's see, you can see here. This friction band that's on here, you want to remove that if you're using shrink wrap. But that's a really simple way you could customize it. Another way that you might want to customize this is to make it smaller for the smaller variants of the replacement cover you can get. So this one is, like I said, designed for the large one. That's what Axel made. But if you wanted to do it for the medium-sized bed, a really easy way you can figure out what measurements you need to make on the conduit, 'cause that's really the only difference. The connections will be the same, but the actual dimensions of the bed will change. So that's what's going to depict the actual measurements of the conduit. So I think the easiest way for you to be able to figure out for the medium or the small is to go ahead and make a note of what is on the dimensions of the large cover, which is 43.5 by 31.5. The third number doesn't really matter. That's actually totally up to you. You can customize it. Axel did 6 inches tall. If you wanted to shorten that and make it lower to the ground, you could. I wouldn't recommend going too much higher, maybe like 12 inches or something like that to elevate it. But, don't want to make it too hard for your animal to get up in the bed. But so that's the large bed dimensions. The conduit dimensions or links that Axel did is what this bed fits. So if we want to use the medium cover, for example, then you'll just write those down. So that's 35.5 by 25.75. So then you can just subtract those. So 8 inches, and then this one will be 30 3/4. Yeah, so 5 3/4. So that means that on the longest side, the pipes are going to be 8 inches shorter, and on the shorter side of the bed, the pipes are now going to be 5 3/4 shorter. So with that information, we'll go back and we'll look at the instructions, and we'll see that the pipes are 39 minus 8, which will be 31. And then over here, we're taking 5 3/4 off. So that becomes 22 1/4. So now, if we want to use the medium dog bed cover, we're going to need the 6-inch pipes stay the same. Let's go back up here. 6-inch pipes are going to stay the same, but our new measurements are going to be, we're going to need two of the 31-inch pipes, and then we're going to need whoops, two of the 22 1/4 inch pipes. And that's really easy way to customize. So take the dimensions of the large dog bed cover, subtract the dimensions of the medium or the small, and then whatever the difference is, you'll subtract that from the lengths of the conduit. I think that's a really easy way to kind of figure out what measurements you need to cut the conduit. And those are pretty much the easiest and most, I think, common way somebody would want to customize this bed would be the dimensions, or if you want to add the different shrink wrap for the color. You could also do some cool things where maybe extend off the side of it and do two beds combined. There's a lot of cool things that you could do, but it's a great community kit. Like I said, this is listed in the description. You can also find it on the site. We really appreciate Axel creating this community kit and sharing his dog bed with us so we can make the instructions and everything like that. And I think people are going to enjoy this build a lot. It's really simple, great for beginners, and just overall a fun kit. So thanks, Axel, again for sharing that. Let us know if you need any help with the build. If you're wanting to make one or if you want to customize it in different ways, definitely let us know. We hope you guys enjoy these build breakdowns. I know we do. We love seeing all the different details and things like that. So it's a lot of fun. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.